something happening here. But what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I've got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong.
White Rabbit, a play by C.S. Whitcomb, based on no true stories of any kind. Totally fiction, honest to God. Settings, UCLA Film School, back halls, editing rooms, a dorm bed, etc. Also a sliver of Paris, France. Late fall, 1971. Act 1, Scene 1. At Rise, as the lights come up and the music gradually fades away, a back hallway in the production building of UCLA Film School. 3 doors, all closed. A payphone on the wall, and a large trash can with strings of cut film hanging over the edge. It's nearly 3 in the morning. Declan Owen sits on the floor waiting for a door to open. He's thin, mid-20s, shaggy-headed, but eyes that are fully alive. Alice arrives, 19, wearing bell-bottoms, hip-hugger jeans, a t-shirt under an old wool army shirt. She plops her huge shoulder bag on the floor and sits down next to it.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm waiting for 3A. Has anyone come out of it?
no.
I'm always early. I need every second I can possibly get. I cling to the belief that even a bad movie can be saved in the cutting room.
Really?
Do you think it can?
No.
I haven't seen you around. Do you go here?
I am here.
Yeah. It's just that film school is kind of a small island in the middle of the ocean of UCLA. I thought I knew everybody.
Guess not.
I'm Alice.
In Wonderland or be Toklas?
Do I look like a middle-aged Parisian lesbian?
A little.
Anyway, it's spelled different. Who are you?
I'm not here.
And yet here you are. Or you appear to be.
Looks can be deceiving.
So you burned your draft card.
As far as I know, I don't have a draft card.
Every male over 18 and under 30, which you obviously are, has a draft card.
You have to have an address for them to mail you one.
You still have a draft card, you just can't burn it. And when your number comes up, there'll be a warrant for your arrest.
You're definitely the down the rabbit hole, Alice.
That's why you're not here, right? You're underground.
Wrong.
And who doesn't have an address?
Please stop talking to me.
You live in your car, right?
No. I have a VW bus.
I met a guy who put a waterbed into his VW bus because he thought it would be a great way to get laid. On the first corner, the whole van flipped over on its side in the middle of Santa Monica Boulevard.
Useful tip. 3A is not a bad cutting bay, only occasionally jams.
Yeah? Which is the best?
D, newest, smoothest, also cleanest.
Also a useful tip.
Shouldn't you be banging on the door around now?
In 3 more minutes. Do you have the 3D slot?
I don't have a slot.
So you're here, what, on spec? At 2:57 in the morning?
I'm waiting for some lame-assed undergrad to sleep through his slot or blow it off.
Or her slot?
Girls almost never choose getting loaded or getting laid over getting a chance. It's a guy thing.
A guy thing?
Look at the evidence. You're here at 3 in the morning.
I am. And you never get high?
Not anymore. I saw too many good brains wasted on hallucinogens. Grass, too. They think what they're writing and shooting is hot shit when it's really just ordinary, boring, stupid shit.
Like the Magical Mystery Tour. Good music, bad movie.
If the audience has to be stoned to enjoy a film, it's shit.
Easy Rider springs to mind.
Just get on an actual motorcycle.
So what is your deal, mystery man? You don't even have a name?
This is turning into the longest 3 minutes of my life.
I could start at the beginning of the alphabet. Blink twice if I get it. Aaron. Adam. Aloysius.
Look, I just want to be left alone to do my work. Invisibility. Anonymity. Is that too much to ask?
Anonymous. I was coming to that, alphabetically. What do your friends call you? Nani?
I don't have friends.
Me neither. Well, not real friends. No judgment there. What's your film about?
I don't talk about my film.
Why not? Everyone here talks about pretty much nothing else.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, sometimes. Last year, I was talking to this grad student, and I asked him what his screenplay was about. He said it was a love story between an 18-year-old boy and an 80-year-old woman. I said, did they have sex? He said, yes. I said, that'll never work.
And now it's Harold and Maude.
Yes. Can you imagine if he'd been the sensitive type and listened to me? Jeez. Moral of the story, don't be such an arrogant idiot.
Or maybe don't talk about your film until it's in the can.
That too.
If you tell your story to everyone, you have no reason to make a film.
Now a big realization slowly breaks over him.
Oh my God. You're him.
What?
You are.
I'm not.
How do you even know who I mean?
I'm not anyone.
I didn't believe them. I thought it was some urban myth, but here you are, in the flesh.
I'm not.
You're Declan Owen.
Shit.
Declan Owen.
Bullshit.
No shit.
You're freaking me out. Can you just go on about your business?
Go on about my business? What is this, Dickens? You've been gone too long, Declan Owen.
Stop saying that name.
Nobody's going to believe me. Why don't I carry a camera? It's like I'm seeing a UFO and not being able to prove it to anyone.
I gotta go.
I thought you were waiting for an editing bay.
Not if I have to listen to some crazy hippie girl ranting.
If you were not Declan Owen, it wouldn't bother you. The only reason you're freaking out right now is because you are Declan
How
Owen.
could you possibly know that?
You are talked about, Declan.
Nobody calls me Declan.
Not even your mother?
No. Who talks about me?
Everyone. You want names? Everybody talks about you.
In what context?
What the context of sitting around at the Magic House in Venice with a pile of grass and papers on the coffee table. Or at the Gypsy Wagon with the lay around on the lawn lunch crowd. A Doors song will come on. And someone will start talking about Morrison, and the next thing that comes up is, did you ever hear about Declan Owen?
And? What
He-
about him?
He used to hang with Jim Morrison when you both went here in 64 and 5. Now you're making some crazy genius film about what? Nobody knows. He dropped out of film school and disappeared, but somehow he still haunts the corridors, catacombs, and crawl spaces of Melnitz Hall. Or his ghost does.
Didn't drop out. I just stopped doing the paperwork.
Tuition is only $200 a quarter. How hard is that to come up with? I can make that much waiting tables for 2 weeks at Bob's Big Boy.
Do you seriously work at Bob's Big Boy? Like in Glendale, the one with the statue, you know?
Of the Big Boy, Pasadena. And yeah, I do. But only in the summers.
40 hours a week?
Some of us are working stiffs.
40 hours for $100?
Some math you should never do.
Really? Is that your philosophy? What math should you never do?
Novelists take 5 years to write a novel and get $5,000 on average. The hourly rate on that, no one should ever do.
Okay, point taken.
I make $1.35 an hour plus tips. Mostly tips. I keep them in a cookie jar shaped like a tree stump with a little squirrel sitting on top.
And that lasts you how long?
Quite a while. I start with the quarters and work my way down.
To the pennies.
What do you make as an anonymous underground filmmaker?
Some math you should never do. Besides, my dropping out of sight is not about the money.
What is it about then?
Creative freedom. I don't want to make a film on a 10-week deadline to be screened in front of a bunch of stoner students and graded by some pompous has-been. If those guys could make film, they wouldn't be teaching it. They'd be doing it. They don't teach anything at film school except how to deconstruct and criticize other people's work. The only way to learn to make film is to make film.
So you just sneak around and use the facilities for free?
What I do doesn't cost anybody anything. The equipment I use isn't in use when I use it. I fund my own work.
They sit in silence. He is angry. She is thinking.
What does your mother call you?
Declan Michael Owen.
And everybody else calls you?
Owen. What other way could there possibly be to spell Alice?
Alys.
Welsh.
You're a countrywoman, Owen. Aren't there only like 3 last names in all of Wales? Evans, Jones, Owen?
I've never been closer to Wales and sitting through How Green Was My Valley.
Me neither.
The sound of a door opening and closing.
That's yours if you get lucky tonight.
Just do one thing. Don't tell anyone.
Are you kidding me? This is the best future dialogue I've ever had. In my life. Or possibly ever will have. And what favor do I owe you? Because you've been so nice to me?
Okay, I'm sorry for comparing you to a middle-aged Parisian lesbian.
That's the best you've got?
If you talk about seeing me and I end up going to prison for 2 years or worse, it'll be on your head.
What's worse than prison?
I won't finish my film.
Ducks into 3D and closes the door and locks it.
Shit.
She gets up and bangs on the door of 3A.
Dewey, you slacker! It's my slot!
Blackout.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits, and you know you're going to fall, tell 'em a hooker, certain color club, has given you a call Alice, when she was just small.
Scene 2. Lights up on the same place, same time of night, different day. Owen is again sitting on the floor in a hallway between editing rooms. Alice comes in and finds him there.
Hey,
Great.
don't go. I didn't tell anyone.
Good.
I don't want to be the reason you don't finish your film. I care more about film than scoring gossip points with a bunch of stoners. Amazing. Nobody's ever seen you, and I run into you twice in one lifetime.
Well, if you were gonna run into me, this would be the place.
And the time, the darkest hour.
She hands him a sandwich from her huge shoulder bag.
Here,
You're giving me a peanut butter sandwich. Why?
peanut butter and strawberry jam. I always have food with me, in case of earthquakes. And you give the impression that you never eat. Do you?
Do I eat?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
If your blood sugar drops, so does your brain function. And you need to be smart to be good at this.
Okay, Mom.
I'm just saying.
Sticky.
That's the jam part of the chemical equation. They monitor sandwich fixings in the dorm. Only 1 scoop of tuna or egg salad, but they don't ration peanut butter or bread, so you can make as many as you want.
Owen doesn't want to give in to the temptation. With the last thing in his hand, he can't help himself and eats like the underfed young man that he is.
It's good.
Peanut butter sandwiches, just one of the many skills I have to offer. Well, it might be my only skill. Hey, did you hear what happened at the dorm tonight?
I don't hear anything. You're the only conduit between these labyrinthian catacombs and the human world.
After dinner, when we got back to our rooms, someone had slipped pieces of paper under all the doors. They said, at 8 p.m., turn your light on or off, depending on the room. So we did, and then ran outside. And all across Westwood, you could see Reber Hall at the top of the hill, and 8 stories high, in lights, the word, fuck.
very mature.
Okay, it sounds stupid, but if you'd seen it, it was hilarious. Cars were getting into fender benders looking up at it. I hope whoever did it gets away with it.
Academia is customarily humorless.
Right. Somebody needs to fix that.
He finishes his sandwich. She hands him a little packet, a handy wipe.
Thanks.
I have a knack for details.
Will come in handy when you're filmmaking. What are you cutting? Project 1?
Obviously,
Why?
I'm a sophomore. We're not allowed to touch anything over Super 8. What are you working on?
A feature. It's 16.
16 millimeters? You can blow that up to 35.
Do you know what that would cost?
What's your budget?
It's below the definition of low-budget filmmaking.
How low?
Subterranean.
How can you afford 16 on a sub-zero budget?
I haunt the wholesaler. The minute film stock passes its sell-by date, I point it out to them and then raid their dumpster.
Dumpster diving?
It's not McDonald's.
Sorry. Jealousy has reared its ugly head in my heart.
Really?
Is it in color?
I don't have the ability to process color.
You process your own film?
At this level, processing would be 80% of the budget.
I never heard of anybody doing that. So it's in black and white.
It's in all the colors of the visible spectrum, but I have to add the color in later, by hand.
Seriously?
Do I seem not serious to you?
Holy shit. What they say about you might be true.
That he's nuts?
That and a genius. Sort of a mad genius.
Bullshit. Nobody talks about me. I've spent years perfecting the art of invisibility.
It's not quite perfect. I saw you yesterday in Preston Sturgis.
I wasn't there.
You were in the booth.
Yeah, well, okay.
Why were you there? You've seen it before, right?
It's my favorite.
The Palm Beach story? Mine too. Most people pick Sullivan's Travels. How'd you get into the booth?
I have skills that gain me entrance. Why do you always sit in the front center row?
I don't like distractions. And you, what, recognize the back of my head?
Yeah. Why did you look up at the booth?
I thought I felt somebody looking at the back of my head.
Fair enough.
Bailey never lets anyone in the projection booth. We've all tried. So what kind of skills would that be?
You know when the film gets stuck and you see one frame freeze, then melt, and then start to burn?
Yeah?
Old film breaks a lot. I can cut, resplice, and rethread the projector in 60 seconds flat.
Wow. I've probably seen you do it.
Everyone's seen me do it. They just don't know that they have.
Is it true they put a nickel into the end of the reel when they rewind?
Yeah.
Why?
So when the reel's almost finished, it falls on the floor and you can start the next projector without missing a beat.
Why not a dime or a penny?
Too light. You can't hear the clink over the projector, and a quarter's too wide for the reel. Also, if you lose a nickel, it's no great loss.
I can get a meal for a quarter.
Me too. I see you in 1440 all the time. How many units are you taking?
20.
12 is a full load. Are you trying to do a BA in 2 years or something?
No, I'm trying to catch up.
Did you waste your youth watching beach blanket movies?
Both my grandfathers were Nazarene preachers. We weren't allowed to see movies when I was growing up.
So it was like a forbidden fruit thing. You just had to have the thing that was verboten.
Jeez, I hope it's not that.
And how could you even get obsessed with films if you'd never seen one?
When I was 12, I was babysitting on New Year's Eve, and East of Eden was on The Late Show.
And it changed your life.
It blew my mind.
It would.
I watched it with such intensity that I remembered every scene, every shot, every line. I used to lie in bed and rerun the movie in my mind all the way through.
That's an education right there.
Yeah,
So you're catching up on the whole history of cinema.
from the silence on. Whatever I can't get into, I audit.
Smart. It's free and the prints are pristine, archival.
What was your East of Eden?
An obscure French film from 1951 called Jeux Interdits, Forbidden Games, René Clément.
I've never seen it.
It is hilarious and heartbreaking, which is what I think films should be and almost never are.
Sound of a door opening and closing.
That's me. Good luck.
How many feet is it?
What?
Your film, how long?
23 minutes, cutting down to 10?
If I help cut your film, can I have the leftover time?
You think there's going to be leftover time?
If I help, Yeah.
That would be great. The linty cotton gloves and the little pieces of tape sticking to everything make me crazy.
You cut, I'll splice.
Just one that I can tell you where to go, and you just have some kind of mushroom, and your mind is moving low. Doris Alice, I think you know.
Scene 3. They move seamlessly into the cutting room and sit at an editing table facing front. The Moviola machine shines light on the face of the person editing. At the moment, this is Owen. She sits beside him, putting on white cotton gloves to clean the film with. But at the moment, he is doing all the work. The room is suggested by strips of film hanging from everything and a good amount of trash everywhere. She notices a book sticking out of his canvas bag and nudges it so she can read the title.
You're reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead?
He pushes it back in his bag.
Stay out of my stuff.
Okay, but I mean, really? You're reading it? The Tibetan Book of the Dead?
Do you know what it's about?
Let me guess. The dead?
It's detailed instructions for after death.
You're kidding. What kind of instructions do you need after death? Take the second left to get to Nirvana?
Instructions on how not to get reborn.
Seriously. You mean like, don't go down that dark tunnel?
Seriously? Yes,
Why are you interested in that?
it's research.
Your film is about death?
It's about life and death, which is part of life, and I don't talk about my film.
What part of life? Old people about to die?
All of life, from birth to death, only the other way around.
The other way around. From death to birth? It all takes place in the netherworld?
No, it's backwards.
Your film is backwards?
I don't talk about my film, let's talk about your film.
He pushes his chair back from the Moviola, having looked at her footage.
So? Is it hopeless?
What's it about?
I don't know.
It's your film, written and directed and shot and edited by you, and you don't know what it's about.
Spare me your pity. It's loosely based on, or legally I think the words are inspired by, a Williams one act.
Which one?
Tennessee.
Huh, you're funny when you're hedging. Now, there's a guy who discovered drugs in addition to alcohol, and his writing turned to shit. He was one of our best.
Talk to me like the rain.
Okay, good play, but if you can't use the words,
It's pretty soundtrack dependent.
on music, I'm guessing you also don't have rights to.
Jefferson Airplane's song Today, which I definitely don't have the rights to. But I played it a lot while we were shooting.
To inspire the actors.
The least I could do. Literally. The very least.
What did you tell them it was about?
Love?
Do you know anything about love?
You mean aside from the movies?
Have you ever been in it?
I've read about it. Wuthering Heights? Part of it.
So, no. Why did you want to make a film about it?
I have to make a project one this year or get kicked out of film school. And I liked the play.
Right.
And the song.
So you don't have an idea for a film, but you made it anyway.
Yeah.
Great.
I took a novel writing class last quarter from Bernard Wolfe, and he said, and this is a direct quote, "Nobody has anything to say before the age of 25.
That sounds kind of like bullshit.
From a famous literary novelist? Does it?
Sure. Anne Frank had nothing to say at 14.
Damn it, I wish I would have said that to Bernie Wolfe.
What did you say?
Nothing. I just immediately started mentally planning my junior year abroad, hitchhiking across Tibet or Morocco.
So all you have to do now is kill a year.
Look, I'm 19. I don't know what I want to say yet. I am here developing skills so that when I have enough experience to have something to say, I'll be able to, say it.
That's pretty lame.
18 months ago, I was in high school, which was super lame, in case you don't remember it. And now I live in a dorm, which is unbelievably, incredibly lame.
You live in a country where they draft 18-year-olds to go to war, and they can't even vote until they're 21. Being young is no excuse for not having anything to say.
You think I should make an 8mm? 8mm movie about Vietnam?
You don't have to have jungles and M16s and napalm to make a statement. I heard they read the draft lottery numbers over the loudspeakers in the dorm cafeterias. Is that true?
Yeah.
Some bureaucrat draws birthdays from a fishbowl and a teenager dies.
My God, I was there. They called a date, and a boy near me threw his milk carton and stormed out.
I can see that.
Shit. You can have my slot. And the next 4 nights, too.
Thanks. What about your film?
86 it.
She's gone. He smiles and tosses her footage in the trash can, overflowing with the same. Then opens his bag, pulls out his larger reels, and goes to work.
Today, I feel like pleasing you more than before. Today, I know what I wanna do, but I don't know what for.
Scene 4. The cutting room again. Alice is alone, packing up her stuff, having just finished. She opens the door and looks around in the hall.
Hey, come on.
Comes in from the hall in his overcoat, carrying his big old bag.
I'm finished. You can have the rest of my time.
You're finished. Cutting your film.
I edited it in the camera, so I was just putting the sound on.
You edited in the camera? Or you cut in the camera? That's hard to do.
If I'd known how hard, I would have done something else.
How did it turn out?
Good, I think. I don't know. It's screening Tuesday at 9:40 p.m. Will you please watch it and let me know?
Sure. Thanks for the time.
When you say your film is backwards, do you mean the order of the scenes or literally running backwards? Everything in reverse?
The second.
Wow. How are you going to shoot the film backwards?
You'll have to shoot it frontwards, obviously, and eventually I'll have to reprint from the negatives the other way around.
And how do you edit it?
I wind it in the Moviola. I wind it backwards on the reel and load it the back end into the Moviola first.
He's already loading his film into the machine. She packs her bag. She finds something she forgot about. A chubby manila file folder.
Are you serious about wanting to disappear?
Why?
Because I found myself alone in the office and I looked up your file. And somebody came in unexpectedly, so I stuck it in my bag.
You stole my student file.
Yeah. But if you want, I can put it back.
Let's see it.
She hands it to him. He looks through it.
It was easy. No locks or anything. I just reached in and pulled it out. Life is really nothing like the movies.
Did you read it?
No,
Liar.
not all of it. Okay, all of it.
Yeah, you should never play poker.
Don't you want some future film scholars to be able to do research on you?
No.
So a man of total mystery, thus your mystique. And that, people, is how urban legends are born. Lack of information.
Nobody cares about me.
Yet. And you never know, I might need a dissertation topic one day.
Don't do that. Either make film or make something else. Don't turn into one of those people who do nothing but dissect other people's work.
I know,
Seriously, don't.
I won't.
You can make film. You should do that.
Do you know how many women film directors there have been in the history of cinema?
I do.
I could count them on the fingers of one peace sign.
History's not finished yet. You women will have your day.
You think?
Hey, you got the pill. Now anything's possible.
He tosses his file in the trash can.
Sure.
I need to leave no trace, so what is it?
What?
My number.
Your phone number? You don't have one.
Funny. I know you looked it up.
And you didn't?
No,
How could you not look it up?
I have other things on my mind.
More important than your own life and death?
Either way, I'm not going, so no death.
Oh, right, just prison.
Obviously, it would be more convenient if I had a high number.
Obviously. So far, they're not drafting anybody higher than 200.
Does that include me?
No.
How low?
23?
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, that is a stone cold bummer.
Stone cold.
I have to be more careful.
You're pretty hard to find now.
Uh,
I know, I try.
Hey, you need to stop doing that.
I don't have any other hobbies.
Maybe I should have been paying more attention to the politics. Last night I thought I saw someone watching my van and I had to keep walking. They might be tracking me.
Really? How would they do that?
Unpaid parking tickets? Don't worry about it. And thanks for disappearing me.
You're welcome.
He goes back to working, completely immersed in his film. She can't help herself and silently slips his file out of the trash and into her bag and exits. Scene 5. Sound of film ticking through a projector. Alice's film. On the screen upstage, Alice's Super 8 film plays. There's one long shot lasting around 2 minutes. A long trucking shot moving the length of a dorm cafeteria table. College freshmen eat until they hear, over the PA system, "Can I have your attention? We will be playing the draft card lottery numbers live as they are drawn. Number 1, July 9. Number 2, December 24.
Merry fucking Christmas.
Number 3, July 25.
Fuck.
The boy stands and storms out. Number 4, July 29. Number 5, August 21. A girl begins to cry as the camera gets closer to her. She puts her head in her arms and sobs. Number 6, November 17. Number 7, June 8. Another 18-year-old boy stands up and throws his milk carton at the camera, where it explodes in a shower of white. Slowly, the white fades to red and finally to black as the voice drones on. Number 8, April 21. Number 9, May 28. Number 10, August 23. Number 11, November 14. Number 12, March 14. As the image darkens, the droning voice is gradually replaced by...
We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life for me than you.
Fade to blackout. Scene 6. Owen sits alone in the cutting room, for once not working. He's smiling, savoring the moment. Someone pounds on the door, and he tenses then.
Mr. Sturgis! Preston, are you in there?
He opens the door and lets her in, closing it and locking it behind her. She's fresh off her screening and still high from it, dressed up in knee-high boots and miniskirt.
Did you see it?
See what?
What?
You goose, you know I saw it. I saw you see me in the booth.
And?
You got a standing O. You don't need my accolades on top of that.
I do too. Your opinion is the only one I care about.
Bullshit. I saw you taking your bow. You eat that shit up.
I'm allowed to enjoy it without compromising my character.
I don't know. When people make too big a fuss over 10 minutes of Super 8, it can go straight to your head.
I don't want to talk about my head. What did you think of my film?
I think it was the loudest and longest ovation I've ever heard for Project One.
You hated it? Really?
I think it's the best short film anyone's made in a long time.
Good. Because it was your idea. So technically, you're not allowed to hate it.
It wasn't my idea. I just pointed out to you that you had one.
Besides, the applause wasn't for my film. That was anti-war applause. Can't you tell the difference?
I can. But you touch a nerve. You reach the people, move them to their feet. Isn't that what we're trying to do here?
Yeah, I guess.
How did you get that long tracking shot down the table?
Skateboard and string.
nice. There was hardly any play in it.
You have to have a slow and steady hand.
One shot, one take.
Ugh, one shot, yeah, a dozen takes. It was hard to time it. And sometimes you'd get heads cut off or food on the lens, or the film would run out halfway through and you'd have to reload the camera and start all over.
Oh, and the milk shot. Window glass?
Plexiglass. I tried real glass. Technical difficulties. Wasted half an hour sweeping it up.
Nobody hurt?
She holds up a finger with a Band-Aid on it.
Welcome to the club.
Thanks.
And the music.
Apparently, it's the theme song for our troops in Vietnam.
And the rights?
This guy told me about this thing called guerrilla filmmaking.
You're welcome.
If the animals want their song back, let them come pry it out of my cold, dead fingers.
Fuck them. They're animals.
Come on. Not even a victory hug?
Don't do that.
Oh no. Are you gay?
No.
A germaphobe?
No.
Sorry. I got it. I'm not your type.
No.
It's fine. Change of subject. But you do know it's 1971 and our motto is make love, not war.
I meant, no, it's not that you're not my type.
Let me guess. Claudette Colbert is your type. Jean Arthur, not so much.
Don't get cute. You know you're attractive. It's the downside of college. Girls everywhere. It's like trying to find your way with a compass from a box of Cracker Jacks while high-powered magnets keep rushing by you in miniskirts.
So that's a big problem? That you might kiss a girl?
You can lose things by kissing.
What things?
Clarity, vision, details, all kinds of things.
Really?
Worse than getting high. Things just dissipate.
So no sex at all?
Right.
Like a quarterback the night before the Rose Bowl game.
Kind of.
But this isn't a game.
No.
This could take months.
It could take years.
So not exactly like a quarterback.
It's more like a monk.
And then,
Then,
when the final cut is in the can,
I kiss you.
oh. Good.
I'm not crazy. Or I may be crazy, but it's a real thing. The Chinese call it qi, life force energy. You have to take care of it to nurture it.
Not squander it in kisses.
Yeah. Well, you're making fun of me, but it's exactly right.
So what? You don't even pleasure yourself?
Not in my waking state.
So only wet dreams?
No one can help that.
With all that built up chi, I bet your dreams are amazing.
They are, but it's still kind of a waste of energy.
What's the alternative?
Not sleeping.
Not possible. Have you tried it?
Yeah.
I can't even stay up one night cramming for finals. By 5 a.m. I'm passed out on the books. But how long have you gone without sleeping? And for the record, that's the first thing you've said that sounds crazy.
Well, the first 2 days are fine, and then
Don't they use sleep deprivation as torture in some countries? Doesn't there come a point where a human being will do or say anything just to be allowed to go to sleep?
well, yeah, normally.
And what point is that?
Depends on the person, but it's dangerous. It can even kill you.
Not sleeping can kill you?
According to scientific studies, 10 days without sleep and you die.
Really? It'll kill a person faster than starvation?
In order of how fast you die, number 1, oxygen, 5 minutes.
Water, 3 days.
Sleep, 10.
And food?
Who knows? They say there are monks in Tibet who never eat at all.
My roommate says she never eats, but I find the Snickers wrappers under the bed. How long did you go without sleep?
Hard to say exactly.
Why?
Because after the second day, you're sleepwalking with your eyes open.
Like waking dreams?
Yeah. But you have to plan ahead so you don't have access to car keys or weapons or matches.
It must be like trying to get yourself down from a bad acid trip.
Yeah, it was.
Lucky you didn't fly off a roof.
Stopped at the edge.
No shit. You nearly fell?
I nearly flew. But you always wake up before you hit the ground.
Only if you're actually dreaming.
Well, it might be a dream. It is a possibility.
What might be?
All of this.
Okay, Timothy Leary, but what happened? Why did you stop yourself from flying off the edge of the roof?
Honestly, the sun came up in the west out of the Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, it kind of freaked me out.
Are you sure this wasn't a Jim Morrison acid trip?
I'm sure, but I did get the colors from those.
And the sun coming up backwards is where you got the reversal idea for your film.
You're smarter than I thought.
What did you think I was?
Well, you're a girl.
And girls are not smart?
Oh, they're smart. Smarter than us most of the time.
So it's just me in particular you didn't think was smart.
No.
You want to keep digging? You might hit China eventually.
You pull the energy down. Deliberately.
What do you mean?
Lower chakras.
Lower chakras?
The root chakras, that animal sexual energy.
I do not.
You control where people look. You're a film student. You understand about pulling focus.
Where do I pull the focus to?
Between the boots and the miniskirt.
She realizes this particular distance and nearly brushes.
Everyone dresses this way.
Not everyone.
I thought monks weren't supposed to notice.
Oh, we notice.
Maybe I'm helping you build up your chi.
Maybe. It does make me think about the end of the film, and I'm not there yet.
The end? Birth?
The journey through the birth canal. Backwards.
I have an idea. A proposition.
Are you seriously going to proposition me? Isn't that what you just did?
I think we should make a date. When you finally finish this film, if we're both alive and single, I mean, me, obviously, then we'll celebrate by consummating this thing.
Oh, man.
What? Would that be some sort of minor motivation to get her done? So you can do her
It's gonna mess with my head.
in a good way?
I don't know. I don't want to be slamming through the final cut for the lay at the end of the tunnel.
I think at this point, let alone that point, you can trust yourself not to sell out for sex.
You would say that because you're not a guy.
I'll tell you what, if you agree to this, then we can stop talking about it.
Okay.
Really? You mean it? It's a date?
Yeah.
Well, okay. No backing out. Shake hands on it.
He holds out his hand. She takes it, feeling a stinging snap.
Ow!
Sorry.
What was that? Are you on liquid lightning or
This is
something?
static electricity. I haven't touched anyone in a while.
How long is a while?
I'm not tracking that. They keep the humidity extremely low in this building to preserve the film stock.
Doesn't that make it more flammable?
Yeah.
Could it be set off by a spark of, I don't know, static electricity?
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
Great. I'm going now.
It could take a while to finish the film
Because of your lazy slacker work ethic?
because it's not legal to film an actual birth in this country at this point in history,
So we have to wait until some other point in history?
or some other country.
What kind of country are we talking about?
It can't be any of the Puritan countries like the US or the British Commonwealth, or Muslim countries,
So that lets out Africa.
or Catholic countries.
So there goes South America. What's left?
Italy?
Isn't that like the capital of Catholicism?
Yeah.
Which leaves Asia?
I wouldn't even be able to read the street signs, let alone ask some woman if I could film her giving birth.
So that's the planet then. Oh, except Antarctica. Any parts for penguins?
White is not on the color spectrum. Amsterdam, maybe.
Well, fingers crossed.
She picks up her bag, still grinning, enjoying all of this.
Don't you have a pizza or beer party to go to?
Wanna come? I can say you're my brother from Caltech or MIT.
Oh, not a chance.
Your loss.
She turns to go, and he glances after her, unable to avoid the space between the miniskirt and the boob tops.
See ya.
She opens the door when she sees something in the hall. She comes back in fast, closes the door and locks it.
Shit. Owen, don't freak out. I got this.
You got what?
Pounding on the door.
Go away! This is my cutting room until 7 a.m. I totally got this.
Please open the door. This is the police.
Very funny, Dewey.
No, this is the actual police. Officers Ramirez and Harrison.
Do you have a warrant?
No, but we can probably get one.
For what?
Someone named Declan Owen. Will you just open the door, please?
No.
Are you alone?
Yes.
Miss, open this door.
I swore to my dad that I would never open the door to strange men at night, even ones claiming to be cops.
Have you seen Declan Owen?
No, but I've heard a lot of stories about him. Personally, I don't believe in ghosts. Try the Magic House in Venice. They're obsessed with him. Do you know it?
Yeah, we know it. Sound of the police footsteps leaving.
You get an A for acting.
I just lied to the police for you. That must be some kind of crime. Aiding and abetting, harboring a fugitive? It might even be a felony.
It's okay. I'm not here. No lie.
That's not the lie.
You mean you believe in ghosts?
Totally.
Well, anyway, thank you.
You're welcome.
Owen goes back to cutting film on the moviola. She stays put just in case. And an earthquake hits, pretty hard. She's instantly under the table. He doesn't even pause in his work. When it subsides after around 20 seconds,
Hey, that's almost enough to make you believe in God.
Owen!
It ought to keep the cops busy for a while.
Owen!
What?
It's an earthquake!
Yep.
It's a big earthquake!
That's around a 5.8. I thought you were from Pasadena. This can't be your first earthquake.
It's not, but I never had this many tons of concrete over my head.
This building can stand up to a 7.1 at least.
Oh my God, how can you possibly know that?
Do you think I'd pick a school in California without knowing that?
in the distance, a few car alarms going off and sirens, fire engines, police, ambulances, or all three.
Do you hear that?
Yeah. Cops have forgotten all about me.
And an aftershock. Pretty strong.
Relax. We still have power. If it was bad, the power would be out.
And here, the power goes out.
Alice?
I'm okay. I'm fine.
Good for you. What are the 3 things you cannot shoot film without?
Camera, film, and light.
Everything else is optional.
Even an idea.
I wasn't going to mention that.
I appreciate it.
I thought you were prepared for this.
How can anybody be prepared for this?
You said you always have food in your bag in case of...
Earthquakes. It was a figure of speech. I didn't expect a real earthquake.
So you don't have food in your bag?
Are you crazy? Of course I have food in my bag.
She pulls out sandwiches and hands him one. They eat in silence for a moment, and they sort of forget to eat, but continue to cling to the sandwiches.
Best opening shot?
Helicopter Jesus. La Dolce Vita.
Agreed. Best last shot? 2001?
Possibly.
Best last line?
Nobody's perfect.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I hope these batteries hold out. We can't even light a match. Or a candle.
God, no. This is the last place in the world you'd want to light a match.
That's a lot of sirens.
Oh, UCLA Med Center is just down the hill.
That would be this would be the perfect time to toke up, if we had anything.
Huh.
Oh, I forgot. You don't get high anymore.
Plus, you can't toke up without lighting a match.
That's true. I mean, I don't get high either. They think that's you, by the way. You're the prototype of the totally zonked out shroom man.
Why would they think that?
Come on, you were friends with Morrison. Should have graduated in like '68. Never produced a film that anybody's seen, but there have been occasional possible sightings of you lurking at the back in French New Wave or early Hitchcock. You're like Bigfoot for the student art house crowd.
Stupid. You can make something or you can talk shit.
They actually named it after you. When somebody gets so stoned that they blow off a final or a deadline or, I don't know, their graduation, they say he pulled a Declan Owen.
It's crazy.
Are you? Crazy?
Possibly.
Like, really? Diagnosably? Certifiably?
According to the DSM, if a patient has audio hallucinations, you should assume he's schizophrenic unless proven otherwise.
So you hear voices?
Not in the air, but in my head, yeah. They come and go, depending on what I need.
Like whose voices?
Oh, Mahler, Caravaggio, Morrison.
Are you fucking with me? Because I'm already sort of freaked out by the earthquake.
I'm not fucking with you, in any sense of the word.
You hear Caravaggio and Gustav Mahler and Jim Morrison talking to you?
And others.
Did they speak English?
That's funny. That never occurred to me, but yeah, they do.
Are they all dead?
Is Morrison definitely dead?
That's what they say. He's buried in the Père Lachaise cemetery in Paris.
That's funny.
That Morrison's dead?
No, a cemetery named Father the Chair.
Do you think that maybe Morrison is not dead? Because there's a faction that believes he's alive.
A faction?
A group, you know? Groupies and other groups.
I don't have any inside information or anything. Why do they think he might not be dead?
Maybe he faked his death so he could disappear and live out an anonymous poet life or something.
That doesn't sound like him. Anonymity wasn't something he was into.
No,
He OD'd, right?
in a bathtub.
That does sound like him.
Yeah,
Were you a big fan of the Doors?
not really. Not like everybody was.
You know, what we were talking about earlier, would you really do that? Have sex with someone you didn't love?
No.
So it's the hippie thing. Make love, not war. You love everyone.
No.
Sorry, I need to go back to not talking.
Hey, we've already established that I don't know much about love. It was exposition in Act 1, remember?
Right, you read Wuthering Heights.
Only the first 50 pages for a class.
You wrote a paper on the first 50 pages out of 400
And the last 10,
and got an A, right?
A minus.
You're that girl.
I do read.
Personally, I couldn't get past page 1.
What does Caravaggio talk to you about?
Light, obviously. One candle is better than the sun for illuminating the human form, the human face.
And Mahler talks about music.
Music of the spheres.
How does a person talk about that?
What would you call a sound that started before you were born and continued until after you died?
Is this a Zen koan?
You'd call it silence. You wouldn't perceive it because it would be part of everything, unhearable.
Okay.
Mahler talks about each planet, star, galaxy, constellation having its own sound, its own vibration, like its own song.
You know there is no sound in space, right? Without air, no molecules. Without molecules, no sound.
But what if there was? What if our laws of physics are local? Maybe they don't apply everywhere, in every dimension, like maybe things vibrate at frequencies we can't perceive as humans, but if we could perceive them,
Wow.
there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Did you just quote Hamlet to me?
Well, some of us started out as theater nerds.
How much of your film is finished?
Part 1 of 7. 7 ages of man, each chakra, each color of the visible spectrum.
And you've only finished one?
I've shot 4 more, but they're not finished.
Starting with death, which is what, red?
Infrared.
What did you use to color it?
I tested a lot of things. The one that worked best was food coloring. $1.19 at any grocery store.
Will it last?
Who knows?
And you go all the way through life backwards until birth would be ultraviolet?
Yeah. I used to think ultraviolet might be a good title for it,
It would.
except it's already been used.
By who?
Andy Warhol's girl.
Yeah. Has anybody seen your film?
No.
You should show it to me.
Why would I do that?
Because I just committed a felony keeping you out of prison?
You did.
So can I see it?
Yes. When it's finished.
Fine. What does Jim Morrison say to you?
Break on through to the other side.
Lockout.
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side.
7. Owen sits slumped on the floor of the cutting room in the dark, devastated. He looks like he's been sobbing for some time and is empty. He's huddled in his big military overcoat. For the first time, except for the blackout, even the moviola is dark. Sound of knocking. He doesn't respond.
Yo, Orson! Open the door!
No answer. He can't bring himself to open the door.
Telegram for Orson Welles!
Still no move.
Owen? Are you there?
She starts pounding on the door again. Finally, if just to stop her, he gets up and unlocks the door, turning his back to it as she opens it. And light spills in. She's back in the blue jeans. She tries to cover his emotional state. While she rattles on, he sits down again on the floor against the far wall.
I just saw Jeux Interdits. Oh my God, I loved it. I was crying so hard I had to wait for everyone to leave 1440 so they wouldn't see me mopping myself up off the floor.
She turns on the light and sees him and realizes something is very, very wrong.
I knew you would.
What happened? Owen? Where's your bag?
Somebody broke into my bus.
Oh no.
I never leave my bag. I take it everywhere. Hell, I sleep clutching that fucking bag.
When did it happen?
Last night, it was just 20 minutes.
How much of it?
All.
No.
Yes.
Owen, you can reshoot.
There's no point.
Of course there is.
Nothing lasts.
Some things last.
80% of all silent films ever made are gone.
He stands. He seems small and fragile in his overcoat without his bag.
Where were you parked?
It's too late.
Just tell me. Where?
Beverly Glen. Buy a house.
Declan? Don't do anything stupid.
He actually laughs at this, having done already the most stupid thing anyone could possibly do. He wipes his face and is gone. Alone, Alice breaks down, sobbing silently into her blue jean knees as the lights fade to darkness.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end. No safety, no surprise, the end. I'll never look into your eyes again.
Scene 8. Alice waits on the floor of the hall between editing bays. Her bag, poncho, and Mexican leather hat lie beside her. She's been camped out here for some time. Days. Finally, Owen appears.
Oh, thank God! I've been sitting here thinking of dragging the river.
There's no water in the LA River.
Oh, well, that's weird.
He pulls out a crumpled flyer, mimeographed on colored paper.
Your handiwork, right?
Guilty.
How many did you make?
500.
How could you afford to do that at Cookie Jar of Coins?
I hijacked the department Mimeo machine. But I got away with it, so don't mention it to anyone.
It's against the law to post handbills in Westwood.
It is. Also in West LA, Brentwood, Beverly Hills, and Santa Monica. It's legal in Venice. So next time we should pick Venice as the place to get robbed or lose a dog.
They didn't arrest you, did they?
No, they just gave me a warning. And this.
From under her poncho, she pulls his bag. He's in total shock. He drops to his knees, touches it with one hand, then pulls it to his chest and breaks down silently.
Do you know how stupid you would have felt? Dead in the ravine under Suicide Bridge with your film unfinished?
He can't speak, just reaches out and pulls her into the hug with his film. They both cry together until it turns to laughing. They finally separate and mop themselves up.
Aren't you even going to check if all the reels are there?
They are. I know the weight.
Of course you do.
She uncrumples the flyer from his hand and smooths it out.
How'd you like the writing? Missing bag, no monetary value.
My favorite was reward, salvation for your immortal soul.
I stole that from my grandfather's.
Where did they find it?
Some stupid stoner was wearing it filled with a dozen garage door openers wandering up the middle of Bedford Drive. He was pointing the openers at all of the garages and gates in Beverly Hills, trying to get one to open.
God bless him.
Amen, brother.
He sits beside her, legs stretched out, still hugging his bag, emotionally and physically exhausted.
There aren't any words.
It's okay. I know.
Thank you.
When you walked in just now, I really wanted to jump you. I won't, but in the interest of full disclosure.
Thanks. Guess for wanting to.
Eventually, I'm going to.
I hope so.
Me too.
You know, filmmaking, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I'm not suicidal.
Suicide or working at the Chevron station. Same thing.
Yeah,
I think you should show me your film.
you've earned it.
You mean it?
Yes,
You will?
yeah.
When it's finished.
You'll be the first.
Lights fade to black.
When the truth is found to be lies, and all the joy within you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
Scene 9. Alice dances into her dorm room, indicated by a twin bed that slides on. She's still high from her crime-solving victory. She wears a huge men's t-shirt, her version of a nightgown, and sings in a loud whisper so as not to wake her unseen roommate. As she does, she pulls out Owen's file, hugs it, and then puts it under her pillow.
Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
She falls face first onto the bed and is instantly asleep like the teenager she still is. A shift in lighting to show passage of time. Then somewhere, a phone rings. Alice doesn't stir at all. It rings again, still dead to the word. On the third ring, a pillow is thrown from off stage and lands on Alice's head. Alice, it's yours!
Okay. Jeez.
Her hand gropes for a pink princess phone under the bed, left over from lame high school days. She speaks without moving at all.
Hello?
Lights come up on the other corner of the stage as Owen stands in his overcoat, holding one of those black French telephones from the 50s.
It's you, right?
She bolts up out of bed and trying to wake up at the speed of light.
Oh my God, you're alive? Where are you? Where have you been? It's been months. What day is this? A lot of months.
I've been making my film. It's what I do. What else would I be doing?
I've been looking all over for you. I even asked Bailey if he'd seen you.
You asked Bailey about me?
I didn't use your name. Don't be so paranoid. I thought you might be in jail or something. You're not, are you?
No.
Oh, good. If I was your one phone call, I wouldn't know how to get you out. My cookie jar is down to nickels and pennies.
Is this what you want to talk about right now?
No. God, no.
What did you call me? To Bailey?
Our mutual friend,
Very Dickensian.
he knew. Did you tell him about me?
No. But I don't think he has a lot of friends either.
You've never called me before. How do you even have my number?
I called the dorm and they put me through.
How did you even know which dorm I live in?
You said people were getting into fender benders looking up at the 8-story high fuck spelled out in lights on Reber Hall.
Oh yeah, you're pretty smart for a genius. I didn't even know you had a phone.
I don't.
Where are you? It's after midnight.
Sorry, I forgot about the time difference.
Time difference.
And you were right. About the draft thing, I had a little trouble at the airport. If I come back, I'll be arrested.
Shit, back from where? Are you in Mexico? Canada?
Ugh, what would be the point of that?
Where the hell are you?
Paris!
Paris, France?
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Paris, Texas? Oh, and I went to Morrison's grave in Père Lachaise. People have graffitied the whole place with arrows pointing to it.
Do you think he's in it?
I don't know. It seemed empty to me.
You didn't go all the way to Paris for Morrison. Why the hell are you in France?
I'm finishing my film? What do you think we're talking about here? Because it's legal in France.
What is?
Filming a birth! A clear shot of a woman's birth canal. They don't have a law against it.
Of course not. They're French. Art eclipses Catholicism. Where did you get the money for France?
I sold my bus.
Wow. What do you do when you come back?
I don't know if I'm coming back.
What?
I bought a one-way ticket. And you won't believe my luck. I got access to a cutting room and a screening room too. I mean, not exactly legal, sort of borrowing someone's house while he's filming in Romania.
How did you do that?
I befriended someone's assistant.
Who is this? You don't befriend. You don't talk to anyone. Do you even speak French?
I'm picking up a little, but they all speak English. They just pretend not to.
I'd find breaking and entering easier to believe. Suddenly you're a different man? In Paris?
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
What measures? Skip nothing.
I hung around La Ferme, which is a big French film school, and I heard some guys talking about a legendary French director still alive and working in personal terms. One of them turns out to be his assistant.
And you're not going to tell me which film director?
Not on an international phone call. Seriously? We have no idea who may be listening to this.
Okay, you overheard not Jean Cocteau's name because he's dead, and then what?
I followed the guy into a bar, and it turns out I know the secret passwords that carry great magical powers in Paris.
What words?
I knew Jim Morrison.
Brilliant.
Suddenly people want to buy you a drink or a meal or a coffee just to hear your stories.
Morrison would love that.
Right? And the next thing I know, I'm getting a private tour of Francois Truffaut's...
It's Truffaut?
Shit. Not necessarily Truffaut.
Oh my god.
Right. And voila, access to a cutting room and screening room. He has 10-foot screens that pull down from the ceiling and leather chairs.
And a 16mm moviola?
16 and 35 both, and they don't call them moviolas here, they call them moviolas.
Oh, you must be on a huge high.
Yeah, except he's coming back from Bucharest tonight, so it's about to come to a crashing halt. I waited until he's almost home to call you. I'm betting on Francois making a lot of calls to LA, so he won't notice this one on his bill. But if it were made while he was in Romania, that would probably stand out.
Or if he walks in on you.
Right. Then my next call would be from gendarmerie, and I won't call you because you have nothing but nickels and pennies.
They wouldn't throw you in jail for making a phone call.
Well, technically breaking and entering, or at least trespassing.
How close are you to finishing?
Close. Really close.
And then you'll come home?
Sound of a key in the door.
Oh, man. I cut it too close. Ciao.
He hangs up and runs off. Alice screams in frustration and flops back on the bed. Blackout.
Ideally dreamers and telephone screeners. Lately I wonder what I'd do it for. If I had my way, I'd just walk through those doors and wander down the Champs-Elysees, going cafe to cafe, thinking how I'll feel when I find that very good friend of mine. I was a free man in Paris. I wasn't paralyzed. Nobody was calling me up on me.
Scene 10. The hallway again with the 3 cutting room doors. No one is here. The payphone rings in the empty hall. Nothing. It rings again. Alice pokes her head out of the cutting room door, looks around in the empty hall. When it rings for the 3rd time, she grabs it.
Dodger Stadium, third base.
Third base?
Oh my god, it's you!
Lights come up on Owen on the opposite side of the stage. talking on a French payphone on the street. He wears his overcoat and seems to have everything he owns in the canvas shoulder bag. It is night in Paris.
C'est moi.
Did you evade arrest by the gendarme?
I made a clean getaway.
Good. How do you even know this number?
Are you kidding me? That's my home phone. I call my mom from that phone.
You call your mom? I love that.
On her birthday. This is costing me $30 for 3 minutes. This is my last 30. Do you want to talk about my mom?
$30?
They have to run a telephone cable for thousands of miles under the Atlantic Ocean. You want to talk about Bell telephone costs versus expenses? That question alone probably cost $2.
Oh my God, no. Talk fast.
Alice, I finished my film.
You did? It's shot and edited and everything? Death to birth? Infrared to ultraviolet?
It's a wrap in the can.
Oh my God, how did it turn out? When can I see it?
I don't know exactly, but you will. My word is good.
So is mine. And we're both still alive and single, right? I'm only checking because some of those French women are pretty fast. All those Brigitte Bardots and Catherine Deneuves.
You make a good point. I'll have to look into that.
How long did it turn out to be?
93 minutes.
That's a feature. You can blow it up to 35 mil. You can show it at the Vista or the Los Feliz or the goddamn Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah,
You must be so high right now.
I am, sure. And sad, too.
Why?
I loved making it. I'll miss that.
You'll make others.
Sure, maybe.
You will. Of course you will.
They've stopped talking to me.
Who has?
Morrison, Mahler, everyone. It's so quiet. It's weird.
Owen, come back to Earth for a minute. We have a date. To make love.
I remember.
Don't blow me off.
I don't want to disappoint you, but I might not be able to make it.
You promised.
I've been thinking about it. About you. It might be worth a couple of years in prison to bed you, Alice.
Oh my God.
Even just the bed sounds good.
You don't sound right. Are you high right now?
I don't get high. Plus, it's stupid to do drugs in foreign countries. Except Amsterdam, which is not a country even. And I'm a lot of things, but stupid is not one of them. Normally.
How long has it been since you slept?
You know how guerrilla filmmaking is? I got access to another cutting room, but only for a few days, so I couldn't afford to waste it with sleeping.
It's finished now. Get some sleep.
It's not that easy. After the third day, it's hard to go to sleep. You're too tired to sleep. I mean, isn't that stupid?
How many days?
This is day 4?
Jesus.
I know, right? I broke my own record. I wonder what the Guinness is for no sleep. It has to be less than 10 days because that'll kill you.
Owen, tell me exactly where you are. I need the precise coordinates. Street, number, an intersection would be great.
I think I'm on the left bank. But how do you know which is left? Which way do you have to be facing? Hey, over here for 20 cents, you can get a loaf of bread 2 feet long. But no peanut butter.
Just tell me where you are, and then go lie down. On anything, a cafe table, a bench, the grass. I'll find you. I'll get on a plane.
How many weeks waiting tables at Bob's Big Boy would it take to buy a plane ticket to Paris?
It doesn't matter.
Don't worry about me.
Sound of the phone beeping.
Oh, sorry, my time's up, Alice. Take care not to fall down any rabbit holes.
Declan Michael Owen, tell me where you are this minute.
I hope you like the film.
The line goes dead.
God damn it!
Before you slip into unconsciousness, I'd like to have another kiss, another flashing chance at bliss, another kiss, another kiss.
Scene 11. The twin bed slides on as Alice enters, about to drop her bag on the floor. But she freezes as she sees a package on the bed, wrapped in brown paper and string, and covered with French stamps and custom forms. It's the size of a box that can hold a 12-inch reel of 16mm film.
Oh shit. Oh my God. Owen. Owen, Owen.
The
Days are bright and filled with pain, enclose me in your gentle rain. The time you ran was till when suddenly we'll meet again. We'll meet again.
Scene 12. Spotlight comes up on Alice, dressed again in her good boots and miniskirt outfit. She looks out at the audience from the stage of 1440, UCLA's film auditorium.
Tonight, instead of the film you were expecting, the restored Buster Keaton classic, The General, you are going to see something remarkable that has never been seen before. A world premiere. It's a film by a man that is sort of an urban legend around here, named Declan Owen.
A murmur runs through the audience.
Yeah, him. Most of you may have heard about his friendship with Jim Morrison when they were in film school here, and in high school. But Declan Owen was much more than that. I don't know where he is now. Like Morrison, he went to Paris and disappeared. He spent several years making this film in secret. He wouldn't want me to tell you anything about it, so I'll just roll the film. I hope you realize how lucky you are. What a privilege this is. Thank you. Okay, Bailey, roll the film.
Owen's film. Red so dark it is almost black, and the sound of one sustained note reverberating on an electric guitar. The note is G. It is sustained throughout this sequence. From the intensity of the color, an old man's body lies on the ground in a park near a river. The sky is overcast. The film is shot on black and white and tinted red. The old man is dead. Not acting dead. He seems actually dead. A wavering cloud of brighter, darker red moves slowly down from the off-screen above, roughly the size of a person. It hovers a moment just above the body and then merges with it. The man's body seems to inflate a bit, and as his last breath returns to his lungs, the old man takes a breath. His hand clutches his chest. Then he rises up quickly, fall in reverse, weightless. His hand drops from his chest. He looks up at the flock of birds dropping out of the sky like rain of small stones. Then he faces up and walks briskly away from us backwards. We see his face until he has walked away out of sight. Lights, film, fade out.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence.
Scene 13. The corner of the stage with a Parisian payphone. Owen drops in a lot of coins and dials. He wears his overcoat, not his bag. Lights come up on her bed in the dorm, and the phone rings, but no one answers. Her answering machine clicks on.
Owen, if you hear this message, I missed your call and I'm going to kill myself. I loved your film. Everyone loved it. I put it in the film archives next to Preston Sturgis. You have 30 seconds. Tell me where you are. Exactement.
Beep.
I'm still in Paris. I got a job, cash under the table for my projectionist skills. My tourist visa is obviously expiré. I hope you're doing good work. I know you are. Take care of yourself, Alice. Je t'embrasse.
Hey.
How did you do this?
Well, it turns out Tibet and Morocco don't have junior year abroad programs.
No?
And I heard there was a free man in Paris.
Shouldn't believe everything Joni Mitchell says.
Is there? Are you free?
No,
When did that happen?
it's happening now. Oh my God! You know your coin collection's no good here, right?
I know. It's books. What? And peanut butter. And some recently expired 16mm film stock I found in a dumpster.
Come here.
What's Je t'embrasse?
This.
Somewhere over Paris, lightning flashes, blackout, end of play. Kelsey Glasser played Alice, Tom Walton played Declan Owen, and your friend and humble narrator, Don Burns.
Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
There's something happening here. But what it is ain't exactly